welcome back to my channel. Y'all already know what we're best to get into right now. So just as a little tidbit, I talked about this in some of my other videos, but basically I'm going to be going to Mississippi, and I'm not going to be posting just because I don't have my editing software there. So it's going to be basically like a whole week without me posting, but that's why I wanted to make this video today, so that I'd have something to get out before the end of the week before I leave, and then I'm gonna give y'all some content from that week. Okay, so I'm thinking about doing like a Thanksgiving lookbook, because as I've said before, my family, we do it big, so we have lots of events, and I'm just gonna be putting together cute fits, especially from like my little Shein haul that I did a couple videos back. So I'm gonna be doing a lookbook kind of thing from that, so that's what I'll be recording throughout the week, and then I'll have that video out for y'all sometime the following week whenever I get around to editing it. Okay, let's get into this video. So as you can tell by the title, this is going to be a little bit of girl talk. As you guys know, the holidays are coming. So we're talking Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, right? And during this time, you know, a lot of people tend to get a little bit depressed. Namely people who are single. Listen, I'm not laughing at the pain. I swear, I'm not laughing. But I kind of wanted to start off the holiday season with a little bit of this kind of chat, and basically talking about how like comparison really is the thief of joy. I did a article on this in my Love in the Suburbs series. You can go check it out. It's on my Medium Writers page, it's linked on the channel, so you could just click that link. I might put the link in the description, I'm not sure, but if it's not in there, like check the description, check the channel description, and it'll be there. And I did like a whole article on this, specifically dedicated to love and relationships, but this I'm going to be talking about in a little bit more of a general sense, because today I was like putting up decorations with my mom, and we were like having a really good time. You know, we're playing Christmas music. I bought cookies, so we were like making cookies, hot chocolate, making tacos. We had tacos for dinner. It was really cute. But in the midst of like putting up the decorations and all of that, I like started to think in the future, which is crazy, but like I wasn't living in the present, not entire time. Like it would only happen like a millisecond every so often throughout the day, but still. And I had to like stop myself, because basically I was thinking like, oh, you know, like if I don't get married, if I don't have kids, like what am I gonna do like when, you know, my mom gets married? What am I gonna do when like I'm older and I can't just like put up Christmas decorations with my mom? Like you know what I'm saying? Like, and it started to make me think like maybe I need to reprioritize. But I really had to check myself, because I was making two assumptions by having those thoughts. One, I was assuming that I won't have people in my life. Like there will be a point in time where I'm completely alone and I won't have anyone around me to enjoy the holidays with, or I'll be miserable or unhappy because the other people around me might be in relationships, whatever the case, what have you. But the second assumption I was also making was that somehow my Christmas would be better if I had a husband and kids. Which, listen, if you know me, like, you can see why that's bogus to me. I can understand if that's reasonable to you, but this channel is not for you. I'm not for you. If that's reasonable to you, but to me that was insane. Because like, first of all, I'm making this assumption that having those things, like checking off those boxes, automatically means happy holidays. And I had to check myself and be like, girl, there's so many different ways that you can enjoy your holiday season. You do not have to be married. You don't even have to be in a relationship. You don't even have to be dating. Like, you can, the holidays is not about, it's not about marriage. It's not, honey, it's not. The holidays is about love. It's about spreading joy. It's about being with people that, you know, really pour into you. And unfortunately, there are a lot of relationships, especially marital relationships, that both partners are not really pouring into each other, you know? And also on top of that, like, I don't want children. I mean, I'm not totally opposed to the idea, but like I said, all my ducks gotta be in a row for me to have kids. Amen. And even if I do have kids, like, it's not on purpose. Like, it's very much, I'm married, I end up getting pregnant and I'm just deciding not to have an abortion. That is the circumstance in which I have children. I was being so for real. But yeah, and so I'm like, but somehow I tried to convince myself in that moment that I needed that in my life to be able to enjoy Christmas in the future. And the part that I want to like take away from that is like, first of all, you need to live in the present, because I was literally thinking about this as I was driving to the grocery store, and I was like, I could die tomorrow, like, or I could die this year. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know when your time is up. And it's like, how are you going to spend every holiday, every moment thinking what if or what it should be, instead of appreciating what it is? And like, we were watching Christmas movies today, and I was watching A Charlie Brown Christmas, but even like, what was it, Klaus? But the point is, I was watching A Charlie Brown Christmas, and you know, Charlie Brown is like going through the motions of trying to figure out what is Christmas all about, right? There's the commercialism, there's people just kind of like missing the plot, when it comes to Christmas. And even so, they do like the play, and it's like, oh, Christmas is about Jesus' birthday, which is like, I mean, if you're a Christian, I get it, but I feel like it still wasn't exactly like on the mark. I feel like Christmas, or just holiday season in general, is about love, community, friendship, you know, and just in gratitude. I think overall it is about gratitude, because like, you get gifts from people that love you, from people that cherish you, and you appreciate them, you gratitude, you give back to others for pouring into you, you pour into them. And when I think about that, I'm like, there's not a single Christmas in my life where I see that missing, whether or not I have a husband and kids. Because for one, again, I don't want kids. Like, I like children from afar, but it's like, I know what goes into being a parent, what goes into, as much as I can, you know, from non-experience. Well, I mean, I experienced a little bit because I got Willow, and let me tell you, she a baby, okay? She a baby. But, you know, in terms of having a human child, you know, don't have direct experience, but at the end of the day, like, I know a snippet about what goes into it. Matter of fact, I do my research because I need to know, and pregnancy and all, honey, I be doing my research, okay? No, but I be going, I look into it, and so I'm like, I know what goes into that, and I just know deep down personally, like, it's not worth it to me. I'm sorry, like, I will never say that I won't love my children, because if I have kids, I will love them to death, but that does not mean that me right now, a childless, single 22-year-old, wants my children. No, like, I do not want kids. Like, I love my little girl Willow, love her to death, but even she gets on my nerves sometimes, you know what I'm saying? And she's like the most lovable thing on the planet. So imagine a human baby, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, anyway. But my point is like, I was making an assumption based off of essentially patriarchal norms. And that's what I mean. Like, you have to check yourself sometimes. Like, you will sometimes get caught up in the patriarchy and you don't even realize it. That's why it's a process. You have to unlearn the patriarchal norms that are like ingrained in you from beginning, because like, it's all around you. If you really are on a journey of self-exploration, if you really want to understand yourself, what love actually is, like, I highly encourage you to unlearn your misogyny. Like, unlearn your misogyny on both sides, male or female. Unlearn your misogyny, because it will do you so many favors moving forward. Once you learn what love truly is, it just makes life that much more beautiful, and you can appreciate the present as much as the future, as much as the past. Like, it's just, you know, it doesn't mean that you'll never be sad, because like, sometimes I get upset, y'all. Like, you've seen my couple of videos, you know what I'm talking about. I get sad sometimes, but it's an overall air of happiness, and I always come back to that place of peace that I only was able to achieve through pursuit of love, because love is everything. God is love, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I encourage above all. But yeah, I had to check myself, because literally I was in the grocery store. Mind you, this is right after. This is how I know God was checking me, bro. This is how I know God be like paying attention to everything that I think, honey, like, for real, because God was checking me right in that moment. Because I'm sitting there thinking like, oh my gosh, like,
what if, like, I don't got no, like, what if I don't have any kids? Like, what am I gonna do for the holidays?
God was like, let me show you something real quick. I went into the grocery store, honey. When I say, I don't know what it was, but it was like there were so many mothers in there. It's not single moms. I don't know. Their husbands could be at home. They could be at work. I don't know. But either way, it was some moms in there, 3 kids each. I'm telling you, each of them had at least 3 kids. Probably like no more than a year, couple years apart. Two, like all of them. Y'all, when I say it looked like the most stressful thing I've ever seen in my entire life, I mean, like, all I could hear was, stop that, leave him alone. I'm seeing kids pouting, running around the store, and I'm looking like, what? Like, I mean, and that's no tea, no shade to the moms. They're doing the best that they can. But my point is, like, that is parenting, honey. Like, that is parenting. Like, that's what comes with having kids. Like, yes, they're cute. Yes, you love them. Of course, you should love them if you have kids, okay? Yes, you love them, but it's at the end of the day, like, just because you love your kids doesn't mean that kid is something that you want from the beginning. You know what I mean? Like, if God blesses you with that, if God moves you to go in that direction, 100% embrace it as much as you can. But I feel like forcing yourself to think that this is something that you always wanted is just gonna cause you problems later, because the dream is gonna wear off, honey. The dream is gonna wear off. But my point is that I feel like God was checking me in that moment, because God was like, you're wishing for something that, like, I already told you this. I already told you this. Like, that's not what life is about. Don't let society, other people try to force you into a different path when I'm making your path right in front of you. Okay? Like I said, I follow my spirit in pretty much every move that I make. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm always talking to God, connecting with God, understand, like, you know, reaching out to God to make sure I'm making the right decisions. And I pursue love above all else, right? Because God is love, like I always say. But I pursue love above all else. And so it's like, I know that no matter what, God got me. God got me. And my main goal in life is not marriage. My main goal in life is not kids. My main goal in life, above everything, is my relationship with God. To have a deep, abundant, beautiful relationship with my God. You know what I'm saying? To have a life abundance of, like, full of love. Life of abundance, life of love. And like, I know, like, I can never in my true heart of hearts say that that's only achievable through a sexual, lustful relationship with the opposite sex or same sex. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, whichever way you turn. Let me stop. But anyway, literally, like, it's like there's not just one way to do it. Like, the love I feel, I was literally like, I was cuddling Willow earlier downstairs. We were all watching Christmas movies, and I was looking at her, and she just was like pouring in so much love and just sweetness into the moment. And I was like, if it was literally just me and you for till the end of time, I would be okay. Like, because I love my little girl down, and she loves me down. And that's what it's about. It's not about like a specific thing or person. I'm not telling you to get a dog. I'm not telling you to get a dog. I'm not telling you to get a cat. What I'm saying is you have to, and I've said this before, check my first video, Singlehood, A Life Less Documented. I said it there, bro. Love comes in from so many different places. It is not just from a sexual relationship. And the reason why I put emphasis on sexual is because that's kind of or I could say romantic or sexual relationship. But the reason why I say that is because that is typically the difference with like marriage and boyfriend and girlfriend, boyfriend and boyfriend. That's typically like the differentiation that goes with those relationships and everybody else, right? Like, because you're not, you know, doing that stuff with your other relationships. It's just with your romantic/sexual ones. And we have a tendency to uplift those so high to where we think that it's a level of love that is more precious than any other form. And I just personally disagree with that, because true love transcends those constraints. And when you have true love in your life, when you've experienced true love in your life, you don't feel like you're going without, even if you're not in that section. And like I've said in my other videos, I do not think that I would never turn down true love if it was in front of me. You feel what I'm saying? Like, if someone came to me someday and was really about it and was really on top of their stuff and met my standards, my expectations, what I desire in a partner, 100% I'ma say yes. But like I've said time and time and time again, I am content with that never happens, because I have so much love in my life that I don't feel like I'm lacking anything. And so that's why when I was putting up my Christmas decorations with my mom, I had to check myself. Because what was it? I was watching Rhythm and Flow. Let me know if you're watching Rhythm and Flow on Netflix, okay? If you're watching Rhythm and Flow on Netflix, you're gonna know where I'm going with this. But I was watching Rhythm and Flow, and they were just showing, all the backstories of not all of them, but, the backstories of the contestants that are moving forward, amen? You know how they do on television. So they were showing all the backstories of the contestants. And when I was like listening to what it is that they were going through and what it is that, like the motivation behind why they were going so hard in their career, in their profession, it really like put myself or my life into perspective. I was like, I'm sitting here crying because I didn't do what I wanted to do in my particular timeline. But it's like, girl, if you don't get to work, like, as y'all know, I'm going into cybersecurity, and I'm not gonna lie, that was hard for me, because it was like, I felt like I was giving up on the timeline that I had placed for myself, and therefore felt like a failure. Like, oh, I failed because I didn't do XYZ in this certain amount of time. But I had to step back and realize life is an ongoing force. It doesn't stop. It doesn't press pause. Like, stuff happens, you keep moving forward, and that's what you're doing. You're not failing until you actually give up. Getting another degree is not giving up. And also, just based off of the backstories I was hearing in Rhythm and Flow, I am totally downplaying what I have accomplished already. And I had to think about that, and I'm like, girl, you've been going hard in the paint since you could go hard in the paint. Amen. Like, since the paint can arrived, I've been going hard in the paint. Amen. And so it's like, I hate that I downplay my successes so much. And like I was saying in the beginning of this video, comparison is the thief of joy. Like, I'm sitting here comparing my Christmas situation to somebody else's, or to the perceived somebody else's, Christmas situation. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I'm stealing my own joy, honey. Like, because when I stopped myself, when I was like, wait a minute, you're making assumptions right now. You're doing the most. You're doing mental gymnastics to put yourself in a state of depression. Let's get it back together. Amen. Stop with the flips. Ain't no tumbling in here. But when I caught myself and God corrected me and God checked me at that grocery store, I was like, I am so incredibly blessed. It's ridiculous. Like, I was so happy in that moment, because I'm like, oh my God, the house looks beautiful. Beautiful. Me and my mom put our big one in this house today, okay? Like, everything just looks so pretty. I baked cookies. I made us some hot cocoa with the whipped cream, honey, and the marshmallows. We had some street tacos with the chipotle tortillas. Girl. Like, I couldn't ask for a better night. And it's not even December. It's not even December, honey. And we have Christmas music playing in the background. And I'm literally thinking, like, girl, if this, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if this was all I had to look forward to, I would not sweat it. I wouldn't cry. Like, I was so happy. I felt so loved. I felt so blessed. I mean, it was a different feeling once I took a step back and realized what I was doing to myself. And that's why I say, like, when you catch yourself going into the what ifs, when you catch yourself, especially during this time, because holiday season is where they get you. And honestly, what I'm saying about that as well is it's a part of the commercialism game. I listen, I did just watch a Charlie Brown Christmas, but hear me out. They was on to something. I feel like they play into loneliness, because here's my theory. It's like, if you were single all year, why is it so incredibly unbearable for you to be single during the holiday season? And some might say, oh, well, it's because you see everybody together. Okay, but you be seeing people go on vacations all summer, and you wasn't ready to jump off a cliff. They push the loneliness because it's profitable. Think about all the dating apps you got out there. You don't think they ain't pouring money into pushing that loneliness for the people that aren't in a relationship? You don't think they're pouring money into making you feel like crap, making you feel like you're all alone in this world and nothing else matters because you don't got a man, because you don't got a girl? They are pouring money into that shit. And like, of course it's like, oh, conspiracy theory, but I'm just saying, like, it is profitable. Like, let's misery loves company, okay? Like, you can't deny that it's not profitable, because it is. That's why they push it. I mean, like, think about the nuclear family in general, not even just holiday season. America pushed the nuclear family because it was profitable, not because it was good for morale, because it's good ethics, because it's what you should do. It was profitable, especially for capitalism. Like, come on. So it's supposed to think holiday season. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like a time that should be about great gratitude, being grateful for what you do have. Come on now. So yeah, I just wanted to give you guys this reminder as we're going into the holiday season, that you're getting this video before Thanksgiving, before Christmas, before New Year's. I highly, highly encourage you to look at the love that is already in your life and really appreciate it, and really think how miserable you actually would be if it was gone. You know what I'm saying? Tomorrow. Because it's like, we can sit here all day long and be like, oh, maybe I should have kids. Maybe I should get married. Maybe I should have let that boy, convince me to get back together. Like, no. The holiday season, because listen, there's a couple people I could call. Amen. There's a few people I could call. Okay? That I could be like, hey, like, let's try again. Let's try again. You know what I'm saying? Like, you missed me. Like, let me stop. It's not funny. It's not funny. Don't play with people's feelings. I'm joking. But no, for real, there are some people that I could call if I really felt like a relationship was going to fix all my problems. But as I said in my first video, Singlehood, a Life Less Documented, it's not. Being in a relationship is not going to solve all your problems. Even if it makes you happy for the holiday season, honey, you still gotta be with that person in January, okay? Okay, in January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, October, November, December, and all back to the holidays again. You still gotta be with it. And it's like, you gotta choose wisely. You gotta choose wisely and be happy and content with who you are. Because I know what I want in life. And my highest priorities just aren't a nuclear family. It's just not. My top priorities is seeing the world, traveling, getting new perspectives, meeting all kinds of people. Like, I would love my own home, you know what I'm saying, that I decorated in my style. I want to be decorating for all the holidays. I want to have dinner parties. I want to have friends and family come over to my dinner parties and it be themed and everybody be in community with each other. I want to be with my peers, my creatives, you know what I'm saying, like people that artists, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I see. I see myself creating and being the highest version of myself. I see it. And once again, goal above all else is my relationship with God. Nothing else matters, because that's all I need. It says so in the Bible. All you need, pursue God above everything else will fall into place. Okay, the birds in the sky, they don't worry about what they gonna eat, where they gonna sleep. Why? Because Mother Nature provides. I'm gonna go, y'all, because I gotta get up and pack tomorrow. Willow's going to her boarding tomorrow, so, times is we about to roll up out of here. But thank you for watching, honeys. I hope you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'll call y'all back later.